What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 168, being recorded on July 20th, 2022, which also brings us to 42 days till we wait in line for Cassian Andor series on Disney Plus. Also, we'll be talking about that a little because a little bit of news came out on that too. So before we get into that, I'm your host, Darth Moocher. I've got Scott Solo here with me.
What's up, nerds?
We've got all the way from out of town, off planet, Grand Admiral Franz is joining us.
Howdy.
Hey, what's up? And of course, Bootleg Joe.
Heyo.
I think Chris is in the outer rim, isn't he? He's way out there in the outer rim.
In the outer rim of Oklahoma and Homo.
Yeah, the communications are a little bit scarce as they broaden that they do that stretch to where he's at. Ernie, the fallen Fed, is not here with us, but a very special happy birthday to
Happy
Ernie.
birthday.
Today's his birthday, so everybody make sure you reach out to him and wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ernie.
Happy birthday, bub.
So we'll have to wait for a little bit because people in Comic-Con need to, get off the floor, the showroom floor, and come and join us for a little bit of Star Wars talk. So, but we'll wait for that. But let's shout out our Patreons while we're waiting for them to hop on there. How about that, Scott?
That sounds great. Special thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. Without you, we wouldn't look this good. Look at that microphone that Marco's got. It's thanks to you that he's got that new microphone because he was sucking a couple of weeks ago.
Well, the other ones were dying. They were dying.
It was. It's amazing.
It's about damn time.
Right? Yeah, right.
Says the guy talking on his phone. Anyway, special shout out to Ryan and the Star Joes, Cliff, Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network, Flavy Davy, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast, Don the Dad, Dorn, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine, Gavin Connor of the All Cure Holy Hour podcast, Crystal Lamphere, Brandon and Anya Epler, and AJ from the Forbidden Panel. Thank you, one and all. We appreciate you.
Whew. And that list is growing. I love it. So let's check in with the pit also, Scott.
We got Gordon in there. We got Matt Logic 44 saying it's about time for another great episode from the High Desert Homeboys. We've got also Gavin Connor and Mando Mike. So, hey guys, what's
nice?
Up? Tell
hey,
your
Mando.
friends to... I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was that?
The small but mighty crew.
That's right.
Hey, Mando, come see me. I got something for you. And then anybody who's going to be paying attention to Mando's custom builds, something is cooking. Something's cooking. So, Mando, I got something for you. Come see me anytime at the shop. So
I spent about 3 hours at that dude's house today helping him rearrange his toy room, and it's looking really, really snazzy. So
he's going to need more room. Trust me.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. All right, guys. So happy birthday, Ernie. I just want to throw that again out there. 42 days till Andor. And of course, the trend continues. The one that we wanted so much. 2 episodes premiering on that day, August 31st. So back-to-back episodes confirmed. So thank you very much, Disney Plus, for actually listening to all of that, feedback that we wanted, that kind of stuff. And of course, our minds are
specifically us.
Yeah,
gotta be.
Yes, for sure.
I'm going to pinpoint to the exact time where Chris said it. We need 2 episodes. And the second episode always has that. Well, the first one is like the introductory thing, and it's so hard to wait for that 1 week, right? And that second episode is always that cliffhanger moment, that meat and potatoes. That, oh my God, this show is just out of control.
Had we not gotten the second episode of Obi-Wan when we did, we would have been left that extra week wondering, okay, where's Vader? What the hell? Where's Vader? So
a week of complaining.
Yes. What do you think? What do you guys think is going to be the hook on episode 2? What do you think? What do you think we're going to end up seeing as the hook?
Emperor
cliffhanger. Oh,
I'm going to put my hat in the ring right now. The Emperor, something, either physically in it, or a hologram of sending out whatever or whatever. I think it's going to have to do something with. I think he's heavily tied into the Andor series myself. I think that's the veiled secret that the Andor series has been keeping, where it's like, oh yeah, it's Andor, like. That's that figure that's coming out. It's like that Blade Runner-esque stuff and droids and all that. But I think the big baddie in this one is going to be the Emperor this time. It makes sense to me, and it's something that I want. you know.
Interesting. Okay.
Isn't the Emperor kind of always the big bad?
But a revealed big, like we're gonna follow him as the antagonist of the
master.
series. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
but I think we're gonna follow. This is what I'm hoping, right? We'll follow more of this. Like we'll see him on screen more. We'll see him the dealings of instead of just in the shadowy background. You know, that's what I'm hoping. You know,
Okay.
and Vader, of course, and Vader will be the shadowy guy in the back, but the Emperor will be following, and Vader will be the guy on the hologram. That's it's interesting.
I'm hoping, and I know it's a stretch, but I'm really hoping because I loved Krennic. I would love to see Krennic return. I don't know exactly how that would fit in the overall arc of it because he was more Death Star oriented, and this is pre-Death Star. But man, I would love to. Their two stories are kind of tied together towards the end, so I would love to see a resurgence of Krennic in it. I think that would be pretty cool because this has got to be around the time, especially towards the end of the first season, where Jyn Erso, where Galen is gone, and it should start getting into that book Catalyst, and around that era. So I would really love to see that.
Yeah, yeah, especially like them saying that Rogue One is gonna, the series is gonna end right where Rogue One picks up. It's like, you know,
it could fill in those gaps.
If it leads up to that, then I'm season 2 will have the whole Krennic, Galen Erso, that time frame in that flashback kind of stuff going on. Yeah, that
we could.
Awesome. And Tarkin. I mean, Tarkin could be your big baddie in this one.
Oh, that would be cool.
What I'm hoping is we're gonna get somebody like Tarkin, or guess what ridiculousness I would say is that's how you introduce Thrawn. Start him here. And
how dare I say Thrawn?
That way he means something to some people when you get to Ahsoka.
Right.
I think there should be some sort of prehistory to Thrawn then in Ahsoka's like at first when we talk about this stuff, I'm like, yeah, you can do it all in Ahsoka, so you can wrap it up in that whole thing and introduce Thrawn in live action to the masses, even though he's been announced in Rebels and all that. But having him go back would be amazing. Because I was just rewatching Rebels again, as we do, so right? Good. And the moment when Thrawn came in, you know, as this, and I just like, where were you, man? Like you've been around this whole time. Where have you been? You know, so that would be cool.
Now think of somebody like Rich though, who doesn't read the books or watch the cartoons, right? Yeah. We still have no idea who Thrawn is and heard the name drop, unless they introduce him in live action somewhere, at least for a battle. Right, to get him through a little bit of the arc of these seasons of Andor. Yeah, he really means nothing to anybody once he gets to Ahsoka. They'll just start talking about him. You know, it'd be like Gideon. We really don't know anything about Gideon, and it would be better if I did. Like I knew how dangerous Gideon was. Yeah, you know, I would like that better at this point. Yeah, but for the masses, it'd be cool to introduce him.
Yeah, makes me wonder though. Whenever we do get to Ahsoka, because they've been talking about the fact that Ahsoka is like Rebels season 5, you know, and how much are they going to? Yeah, Gordon says, "Man, I hope Chris gets his Thrawn." Absolutely,
it's gonna happen one of these days. You know,
he deserves it.
It's happening sooner than later. Just say it for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's my one.
Oh, there's one.
There's your one.
So
I'm wondering if it's gonna start off like almost like how Boba Fett did, how it started off with a current scene and then went back and went into flashbacks. So I'm wondering if we go back to where maybe around the Clone Wars era, and you know, it shows when everything just starts from that point.
Yeah, the whole thing, I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old, I think is important. I think that's the tagline that they went and wrote Andor series.
That's how old he was at Order 66.
Yeah.
We did that back a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah.
Because all we know about his character is what we know about him in Rogue One, right? Or has he been another,
there was a mini comic series, but it was all right.
Didn't say much.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah. Joey, who's the big baddie in Andor? Come on, you got this.
I say Vader.
Yeah,
I say Vader. Not really the big main baddie, but I'm thinking more like you said, Tarkin. But Vader's gonna have his hand in it, like not the Vader we got in Kenobi,
right?
But more of a Vader that's pushing the weight of the Empire on you know his world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if we're, and here's another thing. It's like there's an opportunity to introduce a whole new, like, I mean, besides Thrawn, because that is introducing like a whole new villain.
Like I could see a new officer or a new, you know, main officer like
cool.
that becoming a brand new baddie.
It'd be cool to see a clone too. A clone warrior going bad and running things. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Cody's
going to be in the Bad Batch, so I don't think we're going to see Cody in live action.
Oh, I think setting him up in the Bad Batch again to show him as an imp and not getting unchipped and seeing him loyal to Order 66 would be so cool. Instead of having him redeem and come over with Rex, I think it'd be so cool to leave him Imperial and then catch up with him later in Andor. Leave him alive with the Empire and just see him later.
Yeah. Gavin Connor is saying he just restarted Rebels again with the kiddos too. Better each time. It does get better each time. I just finished season 2 and went into 3, and then 3 is just so good. Like, season 3 is really good.
It really is.
We see a little bit of a rise with Tarkin, like before he became Grand Moff. Like we see
the build up to it, right?
Yeah.
The build, because it was Governor. Well, Leia called him Governor Tarkin. Right? Did we discuss that? Like, was that a derogatory thing, or was his title?
No, he's both. He was a governor and given the Moff military title too.
Gotcha.
They covered. There's a Tarkin book that's solid. I dig it, and it goes a lot of his background.
It's weird because we see Tarkin in the setting of the Death Star only, really. I mean, that's the only time we ever really see him in live action. You know, even in Rogue One, he's on the Death Star or he's on a Star Destroyer. And the Tarkin book, a lot of it takes place in like a forest or in the wild out there. And it's weird to kind of, what's that? Ariadu, yeah.
It's a whole coming of age to go out there with the spear in your hand and fight monsters again. And Tarkin had that same. It was great.
You don't see Tarkin in that role, so that's why it was a really cool story to get that background and see how vicious he can be. It's good. I recommend it.
Yeah, exactly. Man, the Mike says, did the Emperor ever recruit aliens into their army or military, or was it always human? As far as my knowledge, Thrawn was like the only alien species that was allowed because of his brilliant mind and his brilliant strategy, but it was always
information. He gave information. He used Anakin's name to get his attention, and then he had information on how to get to the unknown regions, which obviously the Emperor wanted. So,
which I always found interesting because his upper echelon of his cabinet was filled with like Masameda and what's her name? Sly Moore. His political cabinet was always loaded down with aliens and stuff. So that was kind of a weird divergence from the story you always heard about the Empire being very xenophobic.
Well, at that point, he probably needed him. Once he had enough power and reign over everybody, then he started dropping it. You know, he was using them probably for support to gain support.
Yeah, right now I'm reading the Crimson Reign comic series, and it is not great, but it's not terrible, but it's not great. And Sly Moore is part of Crimson Dawn. She's like a spy in the Empire that works for Crimson Dawn. So that's interesting, but I don't quite see. I know I'm reading it on the app, so I know I'm a couple months behind, but I do not see where the story is headed. And I don't know.
What we're gonna have to
get
do
that later.
What we're gonna really have to do is regroup and take the novels, because there's new novels coming. Take the novels and comics that have been for the past 2 years really, and we need to like kind of regroup with that and figure out what has been released and where these stories are going and where they fit in a timeline, because I'm getting lost. I'm reading Shadows of the Sith right now. I'm having a blast with that freaking book. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm loving that book. I think that's the real episode 7. Yeah. Honestly, it just fits so good as like episode 7. It's reading like an episodic movie. It's really good. And we're definitely going to break that book down, everybody, as an episode. But I think we all need to regroup and make like this overall timeline with the comics and stuff like that, because there's so much going out that we're missing. You know, I go to like StarWars.com all the time, and I see that they're still full steam ahead on the High Republic. They're still doing these things. They're still doing the those videos on recap and all that stuff. And I'm just like, even though I wasn't enthralled with it, I'm missing it. I'm missing it, right?
The High Republic, it relies too much on the books and the comics to tell the full story, and the comics are not well written. Honestly, they're not well written at all. It's well, there's like 3 different series, and the one that's like more geared toward like the Star Wars Adventures, like the High Republic Adventures.
Yeah,
they're written for children. They're not well written. They're not deep. Let's put it.
I
that
get
way.
that because I do have the High Republic comics.
Yeah.
And the Vader comics spoiled us. Let me just interrupt you there. The Vader comics spoiled the hell out of it because that was Star Wars. Gordon's asking again. This is what we'll have to do. We have to regroup as a community here and get this thing down. But he's saying he needs to jump into some Star Wars comics again. Any suggestions? Again, if you haven't, Gordon, if you haven't done the Vader comics by now, you have to do those. Those are so important to, especially Kenobi series that came out. It's important to his demeanor and everything.
I would say not only the Darth Vader comic, but the main Star Wars title. Don't worry about Bounty Hunters. It's
Star Wars is great.
Bounty Hunters is kind of fun at times. Dr. Aphra is kind of fun at times. But Star Wars and Darth Vader are both solid comics.
They are, man. Yeah.
And
so
Vader teaming up with Sabe still is just kind of jarring. It's really weird to see that team up.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like I need a regroup. Like I haven't even been to a comic book store in like so long to even know what's on the shelves anymore, and it surprised me. So I think, like I said, Disney Plus spoiled it. I'm just waiting for this, and we talk about that stuff. So
Mando Mike says he doesn't do comics or books. He lives vicariously through us. So
we will read them, so you don't have to.
We'll catch you up, Nick.
Yeah.
We're good. We're definitely going to regroup and do that as a show. Get everybody involved, get us back involved, and
Left Coast Graphics. Oh, okay.
No, go ahead. No,
Infinities is super fun, and yes, it's back before the Marvel buyout or before the Disney buyout, and it was a lot of fun. Those silly little stories, they're really cool. It's where we first got Darth Maul with the spider legs and stuff like that.
About Visions. Is it Visions?
Oh, no, I'm thinking, that's Visions. No, Infinities is the one where it takes like an aspect of the Star Wars universe and turns it around and sees how the story would have played out differently.
Almost like when we did our what ifs kind of stuff back in.
That's it. Sorry, Left Coast, I screwed that up.
No, it's good. Again, it all blurs into this one big mesh of Star Wars, right? So, the one thing that Scott brought to our attention today, right? And I want to really get the Pit's involvement in this. I really want to see where our headspace as a fandom is on this piece of found footage, I guess, if you will, right? I'm going to bring it up here, and Scott's going to translate this and exactly what we're seeing.
Oh, sure. So what we are seeing here is the slate of what's coming up from the D23 in Spain. It's D23, but it's an advertisement that actually dropped in Spain. At the bottom, it shows Andor coming out the 31st of August. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series now available. Mandalorian is coming out, as it says, muy pronto. And right above that, what you will see is season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett available now, and season 2 coming muy pronto. Yeah. So it looks like we are on track for a season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett.
Wow.
Bum, 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 bum.
So that's the found footage of this week. Maybe a leak thing, because D23 is coming up and they're going to do the whole slate of everything.
Yeah.
I honestly I didn't have a reaction when I heard this. It's like I had to sit back and be like my first thought was, oh crap, the fandom's going to go nuts. Like I was and I shouldn't have those kind of feelings, right? I should be like, oh my God, guys, text and everything. Boba Fett season 2 is coming out. What do you think it's going to be about and everything? I'm there. Don't get me wrong. And because I think maybe some story is left over. We thought that was going to be tied into Mandalorian, like thrust back into the Mandalorian. But this is going to be, it's seemingly working out to be its own self,
contained story.
Yeah, going forward and stuff like that. So are you guys disappointed? Are you excited? Are you mad about it? Are you nervous about it? All of it. Like
my first thought was, damn. that means they're going to do a season 2 of Kenobi for sure.
Oh yeah, so that was another question on.
It wasn't
One
even
of
my
the
thought
sites.
about Boba Fett at first. It was like they're definitely going to do it.
Wow,
But
yeah,
about Boba Fett, I'm cool with it. I mean, here's my concern there is they're going to bring back old Cad Bane. And that's where the next story is going to go. And I like where Cad Bane left. And
Yeah,
it
me
just,
too.
I know when season 2 hits, that's what he's going to be in it.
it's very true.
So
It's very
that's
true.
going to bug me. Other than that, I think there's cool stories that could be told. I think they kind of learned a lesson from the way that Boba was in this one. I think that with Tamora Morrison saying what he said about they need to bring back, badass Boba Fett.
So maybe that was him planting the seeds of that. Like you think they're gonna do like a 180 of redemption kind of on Boba Fett, where he might leave that whatever he built up and go on to this different character that we all know to. So is it like
at least we hope, not that we knew that we hoped he was right most of the time. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I get. Okay, so like, yeah, I know Mando doesn't snooze fest. Don't need to, but unless they fix season 1. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Boba Fett is Mando season 3. Yes, it basically is a subchapter or a 0.5 episode of that.
I think that's what I said back in the, and thanks Rick Jones for that. I think that's what I said back in the beginning. They should have just called this Mandalorian season 3, the Book of Boba Fett. And it would have then whenever the Mandalorian showed up, people wouldn't have gone, oh
yeah.
What?
Well, yeah. I do think that when all the dust settles and you have these things in there, it should flow pretty well. If it's afterthoughts, it's afterthoughts, right? Like okay, we need a season 2 to do this and introduce this character, and like Chris said, bring back Cad Bane and then have their epic battle again and stab someone in the stomach again, and all these stomach shots do not work in Star Wars. I'm getting tired of it, and that's just part of my rant for this. Like part 1, Moocher's rant on this. I need my own show called the Moocher's Minute, where I'm like pissed off about.
Right. I just need to like throw a graphic in there that says Moocher rant.
Yeah. So it's the whole just casually killing somebody and casually bringing them back is got to stop with Star Wars. Got to stop it, man. Like it means it's dumbing down everything. It's like, okay, you're introducing a villain. Oh, you killed him. Big deal. He's gonna be back next season. You're not killing somebody final, whatever. If Cad Bane comes back season 2 of Book of Fett, I'll watch it, of course, but I'm gonna be like very, very disappointed and probably going in arms folded. I that's gonna be my attitude, and I hate to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know where else they can go with that story unless we're just more of the same. Unless they like I'm sorry, Scott. Unless they're saying it's gonna take another 6 episode season of Book of Fett to thrust him back into the world of Mando. I don't know. We don't think so.
I think he's just going to jump right in with Mando, show up there, and then that takes us into Mando 3. I think that's somewhat you have to get an adventure. There's going to be some BS that gets in the way of him getting to Mandalore, and he's going to run into something, or somebody's looking for him because of what happened on Tatooine, and something's happening there. So to get through that, and finally he ends up the last 2 episodes on Mandalore. They're doing whatever they're doing, and that breaks into Mando 3.
Yeah, if that's the case, if it's going to take some story to get him into that thing, then we'll be all for it, right? Yeah. Gavin Connor says, he's totally with me. So we need to get back to cutting heads off, gut shots kill.
I think that's where they're going, because I mean, as you said, Tamora Morrison said that in the beginning. He's talking too much. He needs to, do some. He needs to have more action, less talk.
Yeah,
and I think we can all agree with that.
Also, the writers need to know when they've struck gold. In my opinion, they struck gold with Cad Bane's speech to Boba Fett and his that finale, that duel, that his death. They struck gold with that. You don't have to bring it back because they have more to say. It's like, it was great. Just like perfect example. I did not think they would, but they did. They struck gold with Kenobi and Vader, their duels. We don't need it again. Like, we don't need to see that again.
Right.
Be like, this is our 3rd and final battle. We don't need it again, before our last one. They need to know when enough is enough. They need to know when to stop. Just like we were talking about, like Kenobi season 2 to us doesn't make sense to us because it's perfect.
Pause for just 1 second. Pause for 1 second. Okay. Better late than never. There we go.
Oh, who did that? You just did that right now?
I did. It's what you get whenever you have a graphic designer on
Very
staff.
cool.
Yes.
That's it. That's my rant of the week is stop fake killing everybody in Star Wars and just coming back and just like, yeah, I'm back. No big deal. Hello there. Come on, man. Like,
or as we say in the wrestling world, stop kicking out at 2.
yeah. Great
I
analogy.
don't know what that means.
Well,
Oh my goodness,
it's a
God.
1, 2, 3. But nowadays in a wrestling match,
They always
it's
kick out
always
at 3.
1, 2,
Two,
Kick out.
kick out.
It's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
It's like it makes it so meaningless.
Yeah.
Here's my take on
go for it.
on
Oh
season 2.
crap! Now I got to make a Joey's rant. Give me a
No,
second.
it's not really a rant, but since the beginning of Mandalorian, it's always started off as chapter 1, chapter 2. Like with the Mandalorian also. So I've always saw the series of Mandalorian as like a book, right? And when I saw the Book of Boba Fett come out, I saw it as an extension of the Book of the Mandalorian, almost like the Bible. The Bible has different books inside of it.
Mhm.
So, my honest opinion, I would have been fine with just ending at the Book of Boba Fett. But if they got to have a chapter 2, it's just another chapter to the book. And
Yeah. It just, we're hoping that it's not more of the same. We're hoping that, like Chris said, it's maybe 3 episodes or 4 episodes of him doing his thing and maybe, whatever, if quote unquote fixing season 1 or whatever. And then the last 2 thrust into the Mando verse again.
Yeah,
that makes sense to me, but they can do that in Mandalorian
season 2. We need to
3,
get that violent Boba Fett. We need to get it.
Yeah.
And we need to get the one that we, that
and maybe that's why they're doing it, Joey. Maybe that's why they're like, hey, look, we talked about this on a lot of things. There's nothing wrong with backtracking. If the community itself was the demand, like Boba Fett needs to do the stuff, and they give it to us, then we as a fandom should accept it. We should, awesome, we're getting this badass Boba Fett. He's running, he's doing stuff. We should not go, oh, they're doing it because we bitched about it. Oh, they're doing it because everybody's complaining.
Yeah.
We should be thrilled that they're doing it.
If you get the change, why are you bitching that they changed
Yeah.
it too?
This
It's
is the way.
well,
Yes.
Then what were you complaining about? You
Exactly.
Just say thank you. That was cool. Appreciate
yeah,
it.
exactly. Thank
That's
you.
not how
Applaud
it
him.
works.
And exactly. And that's where as a fandom, we need to change. Well, we do that. I mean, I think we see that. And I think our community, sees that pretty well, but at the same time, you're going to have that backlash and what all that stuff. The Kenobi series to me just doesn't make any sense. But
here we go. With Geo here, he's watching in San Diego. Thank you for tuning in while it's San Diego. Please pass on the word that we are the most awesomest Star
Geo's
Wars
the man
ever. He says we're going to get a Reva series. I doubt it. I think we're probably going to end up seeing Reva in season 2 of Andor. I think they're building her up for that. I hope.
So here's the thing too, Scott.
Yeah.
And here's my second rant. You can put the graphic up right now. Here's my second rant of the week.
Hold on.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. If they're gonna do a Reva series, then do it and then announce it. Meaning Reva spinoff, call it whatever you want. Give us a date. I'm also getting tired of the slate coming out, and then they come out with an article saying we don't even know what the series is going to be about. Like the Lando thing, it's up to it's Glover. It's up to him. And whenever he feels like it, it's like, but you already gave us a slate of this of something that you want. It's like, here's something you want to work on, and then we get excited for it, and it's like they're not even working on it. Then we're canceling, supposedly canceled Rangers. I wish it would go back to the days of, hey, guess what's coming out February 3rd, Mando season 3, because we've been working on it. Here's Book of Boba Fett, not an announcement, hey, we're going to make it. It's like, no, it's actually, we've been working on it, and here's the date that it's going to release. This is something that growing up in the 80s they did, and this is what we were when we saw a preview on the screen. It wasn't like Ghostbusters 2, maybe. It depends on Bill Murray's schedule or whatever it is, and if the script is good. No, if the slate on D23, if they come out with that, if they give us a Lando, it better have a functioning team working on it. Yeah. And that's just like,
see, here's the thing. we are getting a slate from Disney Plus and Lucasfilm, and we're getting a pipeline from Hasbro. Why is it that Hasbro is more reliable than Disney Plus and Lucasfilm right
because
now?
those figures will come out. There is no question about it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, if our sculptor feels like it, this is what he wants to do, and everybody goes, oh,
right.
And that's the whole thing. And that's why, like, Taika Waititi, right? He's I'm writing it, but there's nothing there until there's nothing there. There's no an official title. I'm not telling you what I'm working on or time frame. We'll be ready when it's ready. We just know he's working on it. Fine. You want to do that. But when we got that initial slate, when Rangers came out and Rogue Squadron came out and Lando came out, and then there was all this turmoil behind these things being like, we don't even know, like, if the actors, we don't even know if they're available to do this show. We just
directors even, right?
Yeah.
And then I get that attitude of like, sure, buddy, we'll believe it when we see it.
That's why I think where the Star Wars things come from, the toxicity a lot of times too. It's the bait and switch, or I said this on the Chat Migos when I was on there. If you guys have a chance, check out Toy Migos stuff. I said on this thing, the Star Wars IP is an abused IP, by everybody who has the license. It's an abused IP. They will hype everything up and build this thing up and take your $15 a month and do these things, and then at that right moment, they'll bait and switch it to something else, whatever. If they tell us, going back to the Reva thing, if it's going to be a spin-off of Kenobi, have it in line, have it ready to go, have it ready to go and say, coming summer of 2024, Reva, and at least we know what's happening. At least there's things a part of it, and it's in the production. Yeah. So, stop killing people in the stomach, or not killing people in the stomach, and stop giving us a slate.
She can't carry a series.
No, not, and that's the whole thing. That's the 180, right? Maybe they thought, and then
she couldn't carry a HasLab. So that's not going to roll. But she can be a part, like Scott said, in Andor, and they're going to deal with the path. When she saw the stuff on the wall, did she understand what the path was already? Was she already chasing it down? Oh yeah, she did, because she said we found these in other places and other planets.
Oh, so right, she's making that connection.
Yeah, I put that in Andor, because I think Andor's are going to be about the path a lot, right?
I think so.
So you can go earlier, Reva, a little bit. Forget later, Reva. You just didn't happen to kill her. They can go a little earlier, sideways, whatever. Looking for that.
Yeah,
or
I'm down
with
that. Yeah, I'm down with that, man. I really am. I just it's just a matter of having a production company like Disney or Lucasfilm, and having a team and saying, like, these are the things we're doing. And it's cool. Can we do them? Sure.
She joins the path if Andor's right after it. She'll join the path, and then Reva's part of the group, like Quinlan.
Gotcha.
You know what? I can see her doing a series, but mixed in with Kyle Kestis as both, because his whole thing too also is finding younglings too, right? With that holocron. And I can see him mixing up and trying to go out and finding younglings and Jedi.
And that's bound to happen, right?
Yeah.
The guy's already in Disney. He's already in Star Wars video games. He's already it's bound to happen.
He's coming.
I never say anything for sure.
Well, it's almost like the stars align because of the particular actor they chose and particular stuff that they have him in. That's already that, like, someone I forgot what chat, like, who do you think is going to cast as Cal Kestis? I'm all, he's already been cast. Like, this is not
so
like
I was just gonna real quick going back to the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. Let's I digress.
One of the other rumors that keeps accompanying Book of Boba Fett is the return of Mace Windu.
Right.
And Samuel L. Jackson wanting to be a part of it. And it really would be kind of perfect going after. Yeah. I mean, it's a great opportunity. Though.
It's Windu.
Right.
It's setting up to go into Heir of the Empire. It's perfect. Yeah. Why the hell
it
not?
Would be perfect. Yeah. But they've been building up, as they said in that original slate in 2020, it's building up to an event, and they have not backtracked on that event. Right. But the build up to that event and the length of time getting to that event is getting freaking longer and longer and longer with all these shows that are coming out. When the hell's the event happening? I mean, how long did it take to finally get to Avengers? It took 3 years to get to Avengers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I heard that same rumor with Mace Windu, but with Kenobi Series 2, where he would be the main antagonist.
Oh.
Like he would be going after
I guess
Vader for revenge. Like not really Vader, but revenge. He's not a Jedi no more. He's basically turned dark, and he's basically going after Vader for revenge, because I guess he finds out somehow, some way that Vader is Anakin. He goes after him, and it ties into Kenobi somehow.
If
that's the rumor I heard.
Yeah, like
Good.
The justifications, like in my head when I hear about the stuff, that's like if you're going to use a show to propel another show or bigger, like Scott was saying, that bigger overall,
it's the art,
event and stuff, that's fine with me, and that's okay. Like if there's
one connecting a little bit, even if it's just a touch, is perfect. Yeah,
I'm okay with that. And like Scott said, I think what Scott was getting at, it's like use the slate that use the shows that you have already in production to do that, instead of like inserting Kenobi Series 2, inserting Book of Fett Series 2, inserting a Reva spinoff, inserting all these things. It's like, wait a second, I know what you're doing here. You're making a broader world and everything, but this you're watering this event down while you have these shows that are in production.
There's gotta be
or they're
serious
making it
meaning
bigger
behind
and making it better and making it make more sense, and that's why you're doing it, because you're only
that's
giving
what we do,
yourselves
right?
the episodes max, right?
That's what, yeah.
So now you're like, okay, if I'm only doing 8 episodes max to keep everybody's attention over the short span, so we can do more shows. We just have to do more shows, and it's weird, but that's what they would have to do, right?
And that's what we do, Chris.
Work differently like that.
Well,
you make more money doing it that way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, you make more money doing it that way, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's necessary to add all these shows onto it to make it make sense. If you've got the right writing staff, you can have a shorter series and a shorter slate of series make something make sense. But they keep adding on to it and they keep piling stuff. I mean, it's like the Book of Boba Fett. We all knew that everything was on the slate already, and then boom, Book of Boba Fett comes out of nowhere. Yeah. And then Obi-Wan, I don't remember if Obi-Wan Kenobi was originally on that slate or if it came later.
At Celebration Chicago?
Yeah,
or when they did that announcement of Kenobi coming, and Edwin McGregor came,
and now we've got Book of Boba Fett season 2 coming, and it's like, okay, come on, guys, you're making these things drag out a little bit longer. Where's the meat and potatoes of this story?
Even Andor is not really, we don't think, going to be part of that later. Well, it could be still part of that story going on in this. God damn, it could be with Ahsoka too.
Yeah,
if it has to do with the path, it's going to link to Ahsoka somehow, some way.
Darth Maul's a perfect example too of that whole thing about, and and then not going back to it, and then
he's always kicking out at 2.
Yeah, and then creating a series to maybe hint at a Crimson Dawn, and then going and then retracting, and then
you're talking about like I mean, that started all the way back in Clone Wars, where it says, the return of Darth Maul this season, and they have a hint of it in the first episode. 12 or 15 episodes later, he finally pops up as a cliffhanger for the next season.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
To us,
they did it in Rebels with Ezra's not turn.
Yes,
because with the whole holocron and him using the holocron and getting meaner and meaner, and then it just reverts into its life lesson thing. Yeah, it was
shit.
I think kicking out on 2 is going to be a new thing for me. I never knew what that meant, but
now
now I get it.
Joey,
and now
that's
it
a
makes
great
sense.
podcast.
It really is.
Title, by the way, too. Kicking out on 2. That's great.
Kicking out
on just 2. Be a show about fake outs the entire.
Yeah, I always thought
anything.
Yeah, I always thought growing up the Star Wars was beyond that, above that. I really did. Like I held that to the standard of this, like, deaths mean something. I mean, it really does have a meaning, even like Force ghosting and stuff. It has a meaning. Obi-Wan's death and the role he played with Luke and stuff like that. It was just great to have closure in a lot of things, and of course the EU never promised on that too until they killed Chewbacca. But then it's like, we're just gonna,
the Emperor came back.
Well, and that's where, like I said, the EU had its Emperor cloning and all that stuff, right? And then that's why I was like, well, with Rise of Skywalker, it's like when they brought back, Palpatine, it was like, really, like, I was kind of like, oh man. But then reading Shadows of the Sith, I'm getting better, guys. I'm getting better. I still don't like
one more novel.
And why? Because it's good storytelling.
Yes,
it's really bad. It's really good because to go on a little side trail here, the Shadow of the Sith is really taking us on a journey of Luke's mindset, even like so far. Like I'm in the beginning. I know you guys have read it, but it's Luke's mindset, Lor Santeca, Ben Solo, all these things going on, and the Sith Eternal, how they're showing up and how they're really manipulating the things, and Ochi, all those things that's really hitting me. Like,
Isn't
I'm
Ochi
seeing
as
it.
annoying as hell though?
Yeah,
Oh my
I don't
God,
like
that
the way
dude.
it's he's portrayed,
dude.
like in like the vocal stuff. He's a whiny little
Oh,
but
it's in the comics. It's there in the comics too. He's annoying.
but I'm playing this in my head thinking like, wow, this would be a very, very cool movie, and it makes sense after the events of the Battle of Endor, right? The return. It just makes so much sense going on that I can see how this is playing out in the sequels, how it gets to the sequel era, and how it gets to those things, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to continue that journey on that book, and it's so far it's great. And I know, again, here's the thing, right? I know this book is an afterthought to do that, and I'm thankful for it. Thank you for bringing this book into that realm, and I get something. It's a bonus material to make me hopefully get into the sequels and be like, aha.
Yeah, you have a little bit of background, a little bit of behind the scenes information.
What we've been asking for, right?
Right, and they really need one more book. They need a book on the fall of Kylo Ren. If we had a full-on detailed fall of Kylo Ren
and all that,
then those two books could be the middle right there between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens that fill in all those gaps, and I would be happy as a clam.
Yeah,
Are clams happy still?
Check. Yeah. Are clams happy? I mean,
that's my grandpa used to say.
Chris, PG-13. All right. Let's check
I
out the chat.
I already used my piece.
Yeah, you did. Gordon, we've been preaching this just like Thrawn, man. We need a live action Hondo, and man,
Andor makes sense. But so does Post.
Yeah.
Oh, he could fit in any timeline at this point.
And
he's there.
Mando Mike saying Book of Boba Fett 2 better have Bosk and Dengar. And I mean, that was another promise that we were kind of, not really a promise. I think it's kind of a promise that we made ourselves. It's like, really, if you're going to have Book of Fett, you got to have Dengar.
Yeah, more like how could you not?
How could you not?
Start off great, right?
It's
the episodes start off like the twin jet, the Hutts. We got Chrysanthemum. We got all, and it's like, oh my God, we're doing this. Like, it really was like, a real Battle of the Bounty Hunters type show that it was like kind of like hinting towards.
But then we got Vespa kids and no real bounty hunters
and we've never seen. It's so weird that we haven't seen the other bounty hunters, but we get the fake ones. Like we think we talked about before. IG-11 comes in, and it's like, okay, there's
not
no
Forlom,
not Forlom. Got one Pac. And it's like, come on,
all sorts of
right there.
All sorts of Trandoshans, but not Bosk.
But not
why do you
we're
think
not giving you
behind that is? Like, seriously, what is their reasoning?
I think it's to give Boba Fett full focus, and they think that perhaps he would take the spotlight away from him a little bit.
I also think it's, if they do, it's set and done. Like, if they do, then it's fun. It's final. It's like,
if they kill him. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if they use Boss, it's like, okay, there's no more, like, Boss goes out of the picture as far as like the introduction again. But we don't care. We're not getting any younger, guys. Let's do it.
The fact that he was there.
How many opportunities are you going to have to be? You're going to run out of time in this timeline.
Yeah, like they're like, we'll save him.
But the thing is, if you kill him, you can just bring him right back.
He can lose an arm, a leg. If he gets stabbed in the stomach,
anyway, just don't kill him. Yeah, everything but his head. Just don't cut off his head. He's fine. But you don't have to kill them. They can go on there. They've known each other a long time. They don't have to kill each other.
Exactly.
They can get into it. They can team up.
They ran in the same crew together when Boba was a kid. I mean, there's no reason not to have them.
Oh, teaming
even
up.
If they fight, they don't have to fight to the death. They could just be like, "All right, kid,"
What's going to happen in Book of Fett season 2 is like the opening scene is going to be like, the Pikes Syndicate will come in and annihilate. Where are they? Mos Espa.
Yeah,
they'll annihilate Mos Espa. Boba Fett will have to flee. There goes his whole nice guy routine, and then it launches him into this thing about. Then he'll join up with Bosk and stuff like that. Maybe something was going on where he has to reform a team, but not necessarily go after the Pikes. You just got to realize that was a pipe dream of his to try to go straight on the, straight and narrow. This is how I would write it. Like this is
gangster.
Exactly. Like, well, I said, it was a pipe dream of him to be like, I could do this in a nice way. I can let things slide.
I can be the leader.
Yeah.
When I just need to be the tool.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's have the Pikes come in, annihilate Mos Espa. Boba Fett has to team up with Bossk or whatever, and then he has to regroup, and then it intertwines with the Mando story, and then now you have Boba Fett going like, my life has always been on this trajectory, and I have to stay this way. This is who I am. Like, this is who I am. This is who I was
like
born
my father before me.
Right.
That type of thing, right?
Perfect poetic Star Wars story writing. That's how you get a kind of a good season 2 of Boba Fett, because then it still makes season 1 make sense. It still has this whole thing where he tried something, it didn't work. Now he's going off and doing this.
They tried something, it didn't work. We all learn, move on.
Well, we all know what the reason behind that.
They do that stuff tongue in cheek already. I know in other shows they give a nod to things they've screwed up. So that's fun.
Yeah.
I think Fennec is gonna. I still think Fennec is gonna stab him in the back. I think she's ambitious and she has plans, and she does not agree with him. She is indebted to him for saving her life, but how long does it take to pay back that debt before it's finally time to strike out on your own?
She goes to the Pikes. The Pikes back. She goes to the Pikes to do the thing. They come and just annihilate everything, and then Boba Fett realized Fennec is was one of the people behind getting the Pikes involved again. Blows it all up. They have the inner war. That's when Boss comes in. Dengar comes in. Brand new, and you still have Chrysanthemum. I think Chrysanthemum has to be key. He has to be on Boba Fett's side.
I think he takes Fennec's side.
I wanted. Oh man, I like him so much. I want him to be like Boba Fett's muscle, like he needs something.
Yeah, I would kind of be really disappointed if he.
It's the opposite of Han Solo. Check it out. Like Boba Fett and Han Solo always had like the mirror image of each other, and then they both have Wookiees. But you have Chewbacca, who's a gentle giant, and then you have Chrysanthemum, who just, that would be awesome.
I would love for him to have two people. I would Bossk and Chrysanthemum to have.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Like a team.
Have to deal with Bossk and Chrysanthemum together, but Bossk would be in it because he's known him since he was a kid, and he wants to help him back up. And Chrysanthemum is loyal for right now.
Chrysanthemum and Bossk teaming up, a Trandoshan and a Wookiee teaming up, that would be something unheard of.
Isn't that ironic? Yeah, exactly.
It'd be awesome.
It'd be great, dude. That'd be so good. And that's when chat saying, like, that's when you can really get into this bounty hunter war, Book of Bounty Hunters, and just get into that realm of that.
Then you've got Cad Bane and Dengar and Fennec and everybody else gunning for these guys, and that's
Hey guys, I'm loving Book of Fett season 2, man. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Here we go again.
The problem is a scene where we get Boba Fett, Chrysanthemum, and Bossk blasting on everybody is never gonna happen, and that means
I know.
It's doomed from the start. I don't even want to start filming. Cancel it now, unless you're gonna make that scene happen.
We figured it out,
Avengers style. Just circle around the three of them. Just like that.
Give us the superhero stance. I don't care, man. That's that right there. It would be very, very cool and very perfect, and a very cool stepping stone to progress from season 1. It really would, because season 1 it ends all happy and go lucky, and then it just gets chaotic and everything that what Star Wars should be, like Empire Strikes Back style. Blow everything up after it's nice. Blow it up and see how the pieces land. That's Star Wars. So there's my Moocher rants of the week. You guys have fulfillments of it. It's great.
This ends Moocher's rant.
I digress. I hope you like the new segment, guys. I hope you appreciate it.
I think it's pretty much like what Gordon just posted right now.
Yeah,
of course.
Setting
Gordon.
yourself up for disappointment again.
We're not, that's the thing about this and what we do. It's like we're not naive to that, where
we know
what we get, and it'd be totally opposite of what we're watching, and then we'll break that down because again, live action and canon is gospel to us.
We'll accept it. We may not like it all the time, but we'll accept it.
It doesn't mean we can't make a fan film about it.
Yeah, and tell you what you should have done. And then tell you again every time what to do next time, and you still don't listen all the time.
This is coming from Chris, who pretty much wrote the final episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So
They did
We're
listen,
on
and
that-
they put out multiple episodes, so they do listen. I mean,
But we're on that trajectory of we're on the right path. We veered onto the lane as a
Yeah.
podcast as a whole, because Chris is part of us. We veered into the lane of we predicted Obi-Wan Kenobi series. We predicted it.
Yes.
Yeah. This is all. It's
so
a
I think
collective
we've
effort.
got Andor pretty well down, dude. I really do. I think a lot of maybe not the villain. I think the villain's kind of scattered, but in general, the Empire as an umbrella is obviously going to be an issue, right?
With
Andor,
Mon Mothma there, and
I'll tell you this: Andor does not make me nervous whatsoever.
Me neither. Weird.
I am not nervous about it.
I think it's because we don't really have a leg in this in the race. You know, it's Andor. It's not Luke.
Material.
It's not Boba Fett. It's not Obi-Wan. It's not Darth Vader. It's some guy that we already know dies.
Yeah,
really early on in his career.
We like his story.
So,
it's bonus material. They can give us. They can make up as they. I mean, anything they give us is gonna be like, this is awesome because it's in that time frame of like I said, building that empire, the rebellion, and I don't. I say this casually, or I don't think they could screw it up.
No.
Well, they could do some dumb stuff, I'm sure, but they can't really screw up canon as
But I trust Gilroy. I trust him so much because of what he gave us with Rogue One, and he's totally involved into it, and so is his brother, I think, and there's a lot of creators involved in this team that I'm just like. Yes, I really dig it. There was some
naysaying in the comments on our last episode about it, thinking it's going to be a train wreck or whatnot. I'm like, dude, you just got to relax and just watch it. It's going to be something else. Yeah, and Don the Dad Dorn just reached out and said the writers need to listen to us because they could get some really good ideas.
I mean,
thank you, Dad.
I think it's almost it's mandatory they listen to. They have to be listening to the community. Oh, I don't know. My hope is they are, So,
well, we are told that some of them do listen and they like to laugh at us.
You ever see that? You ever see that meme with oh my god, with Leonardo DiCaprio, where he's looking at the team, he's all
yeah.
That's what they're doing when they see our podcast.
Yeah.
I think the quote on it was, "We'll start getting really close to stuff," and they're like, "Whoa," and then we go completely off the rails. And it's like, idiots.
I've been told,
exactly.
I've been told
we're safe
on the slide that people that watch us that are directly involved in like the Mandalorian series specifically, directly involved, that we be talking about something and he gets real nervous when we're right on that path, and then we just go take a bank. Whoa! We go right off the rails and then in the embankment, and he laughs his ass off because it's funny how close we were, but then. He said, but it's still fun because it's still a possibility. It's still like something like, the show could have went that direction and still been all right, and I love that because it's like how, like we've always hoped, being Star Wars fans and doing podcast stuff, that we have our ear to the ground and we kind of identify with what's a good Star Wars story. You know what I mean?
We're also very
Yeah.
And we're also very well versed in the books and the comics and the stories and the cartoons and the movies. I mean, we have absorbed all of that. It is in our blood. It is in our brains constantly. I think we could pump out some pretty good stuff. We might go off the rails sometimes, but damn it, it's fun.
Yeah. If you're listening, see the starting point, right? It's like, okay, if somebody over there just be in a room with a bunch of people doing ideas, is how it rolls. That's
exactly how it is.
We start flying. What's the topic? Yeah. Oh, boom. Let's roll.
It's exactly how it is. And if you're listening, Lucasfilm, there should still be a scene in the background of a Mandalorian of a podcast group talking about the galaxy, and use us as you put fans in your films.
We're an hour away from you.
We're available. We'll even bring some of the pit with us.
That's right.
We'll review a movie about a galaxy far, far away from that galaxy, right? On a fake planet called Earth.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, where all the aliens are plaid. It'd be cool.
They've gone plaid.
Mando Mike says episode 2 is better than Resistance. There's one for you, Chris. I don't know where that came from, but he threw you a bone there for some reason out of nowhere.
It is.
Yes.
That's not wrong. It
It
is.
is not wrong.
We've
yes.
stricken resistance from
As
the
long as
record.
say is not better than anything else, I'm good. But as a fact, yes.
Yeah, so going back, Matt Logic, real talk with Moocher. I'm here for it. That's right, man. I don't like sugarcoating things. I like to say, we don't sugarcoat here. We
No,
do
not
say
really.
what we want to say.
We
let's
just
see
cut out
here.
all the F-bombs that we think.
I used to say it more when I could cuss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I just said. We cut out the
exactly.
F-bombs.
Sorry, Scott. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Do that. Do the chat.
Oh,
If
I
you're
didn't.
clicking, I might have unclicked something.
No, please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yes, Gordon. Sometimes your theories are so good, I'm disappointed when they don't happen. Yeah, we
Thank you,
disappoint
Gordon.
ourselves more than you know. In our personal lives and in our fictitious lives.
Hey.
There's a lot of disappointment.
It's just a world of disappointment.
So many theories, so much disappointment.
Yeah.
Every single one. Until recent. We've had a couple before too.
Yeah,
We've got
yeah.
lucky on a few
I
things.
think there was that one where it was episode 8, and I said, "Wouldn't it be funny if Snoke died in this one?"
Who called that? Somebody. Oh, you did, Scott.
I did. Yes.
Yeah,
Have
you
we
did.
ever-
Yeah.
Has any one of our theories ever not came true? We were like, thank God.
Well,
Darth
I know.
Leia.
Well, yeah.
No,
Darth Leia.
That's wrong there.
That's
Darth
right.
Leia.
The idea of Darth
Infamous.
Leia should have happened.
You're
we had
wrong,
Mike,
Scott.
we had Mike so upset. He was upset.
The way it's not just it's the way we made her turn Darth Leia. I don't know if anybody who's in the chat, go back. In fact,
it made
I
total
do want to
sense.
announce that all our shows are on are not just on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, all the audio pod that before we went to video. So they are on there. So check us out too if you're listening to this on the freeway or going to work and everything. Drop us a like and a review on that too. I always tend
It
to
helps.
skip out on the audio portion, people, but they are listening, so we appreciate you so much. But I forgot what episode it is. It's very early on. We discussed a possibility of The Last Jedi having Princess Leia going dark side, and it was so good.
I had Mike in tears. The poor guy.
Yeah.
You broke Mikey.
He
we
almost
broke one of our
exercise
own.
ball he was sitting on. It was a mess.
Yeah, we broke one of our own doing it, but it made so much sense. And it was so cool because it go back and listen to we should actually do a reaction of that
Because
podcast
it
of us and
made
like
total sense.
re-listen to it.
It was too perfect.
It was good, man.
They blew that too. See that
The
and the
biggest-
Jedi Council, the Jedi Force Council. That was a huge
Force
miss.
Council. Yeah,
They were close.
they were.
There's still time. There's still time. They could do a special edition, and I think that's got it up. I think that's got it. Yes, Chris. I think that has to. In the writing room, they have to be like, look, guys, we have these things. We can make a special edition, put it on Disney Plus. Why not? What could it hurt? Honestly.
Yeah. Fix the little flubs that everybody complains about like the lightsaber behind a Praetorian Guard's back. Fix everything that's silly that anybody wants to complain about. What was it with Kylo in the fight when he puts it down? Make it block something for real. Like just do little things that everybody wants to nitpick and then have it flawless.
And in the meantime, start adding scenes like an Emperor's laugh when Rey's holding the saber. Or something,
that would be ultimate right
now
there.
that it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Right. See, and there's so many things in retrospect they can fix.
Right.
By all this content that's coming out, they have that gap, and there's comics and books, and they can put it back. And Star Wars is no stranger to special editions. They're no stranger to adding things on the whim. They can honestly do a special edition sequel and make things make more sense, or not even just make more sense, make things marinate a lot deeper than it's presented to us.
Mando Mike says George Lucas fixed stuff 10 years later. Why not with 7, 8, and 9?
I disagree with that.
He
didn't fix
I don't
anything.
think he fixed anything. However,
he did it.
He did it.
I think some things are nice.
Visually,
the dog fight at the end of A New Hope is great.
Visually,
the Emperor hologram scene is phenomenal.
Yeah, that is cool.
Except for the fact that he looks like a man in a rubber mask. It's like, and they did the same thing in Revenge of the Sith. Whenever they turned him Sithy, he looked like a dude in a rubber mask. Where I don't know what it was in the 80s.
They nailed it on Kenobi.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
They nailed it in Kenobi. They nailed it in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened between 1983 and 2005, where it was like, let's just stick a rubber mask on the dude and let him cackle
Yeah.
and talk
Yeah.
really weird.
There's like I said, there's about 5% of what George Lucas did to enhance the special edition or the
That
the
and
holy
I'm
trilogy.
glad Yub Nub they're just gone.
That's where we differ. That we really
No.
differ because that's
No. Yub Nub needs to be back. The Yub Nub song needs to be back. That thing at the end. Yeah.
I like
Lando doesn't.
Darth
Lando
Vader
is got no beat on the new song. He doesn't
Yeah.
flow with that.
Darth Vader saying no before he throws the Emperor into the pit. No, that's dumb.
That was dumb.
Who gives a crap that Ewoks blink? Doesn't matter.
The Jabba's song has to come back.
Yeah, the Jabba song that needs to be redone.
The whole deleted Jabba the Hutt scene and the whole the deleted / remade scene of Solo. Jabba the Hutt and A New Hope. Delete that whole thing. Doesn't even make the story make sense. It doesn't because calling him a wonderful human being and stepping on his tail. Jabba.
That's dumb.
Put the rant thing back up. I got. No, I'm kidding. I just don't do that.
Gavin Connor says even the prequels could use a touch-up attempt. I think,
there could be stuff.
I could agree with
added that. in they could. Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to kind of do a deep dive, but there could be added dialogue or added something that enhances the Kenobi series, right? Yeah.
Lax Sivrak. I mean, it's not every day we have an alien from the Cantina in our chat, so that's pretty cool. Lax Sivrak said once you removed him, the Yub Nub song and Lapti Neck, it was over.
I agree.
I'm not gonna disagree.
We don't need no French alien replacing people.
Yeah,
the French alien with the beret and the pipe and stuff.
The elephant face dude. Yeah,
what is this?
What's that?
Where's the werewolf dude?
Yeah. Lax Sivrak. I mean, he's right there. Don't call him werewolf, dude. He's
as a kid, we called him werewolf. Oh, I did.
Oh man, that's not sensitive at all. This is 2022, man.
That's right. I don't know if he's a dude or not. You're right.
You're gonna get.
I'm at the werewolf part.
he identifies as a werewolf. Come on.
I understand.
Yes.
I'm sorry, man. I know Mike.
Episode 2 could be deleted. I took it away, Chris.
Here's the special edition. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. That's the special edition episode 2. It's just a blank screen.
It's just Obi-Wan on Camino, and that's it.
Once they leave beginning credits and then end.
Yeah.
Way.
So the originals need a special edition where they pretty much change those back.
Yeah.
It is called the Despecialized edition. You can find it online, and it is fantastic.
I would like to keep some of the stuff. I do like some of it.
I've been calling for a choose your own adventure Star Wars for years. Give us everything, and you can build it yourself and just hit play and watch. And
Yub Nub's back.
Yub Nub's back, but they keep Gold Leader? Is it Gold Leader that talks to Luke in the hangar bay and Biggs is right there?
Yeah,
leave the dogfight and then just revert everything else back. And but Empire Strikes Back is pretty much, I mean, it's prettier with some of the scenes in there, and it's fine the way it is. But Return of the Jedi,
and I applauded the visuals. You know.
But Return of the Jedi with the Beak Sarlacc pit and all the other changes.
Honestly, it doesn't bug me anymore with the Sarlacc pit, but I would revert back to original. It was perfect the way it was. It really was,
I think I've gotten used to it because of us.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So over time now I don't mind it anymore, but it still looks like Audrey or whatever.
The way they dealt with it in Book of Boba Fett was pretty brilliant, where it was the pit and then the beak was way down inside and it came up out of there. It was a perfect blending of the two.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they'll ever revert that because now we got that bank, the Disneyland selling it. Baby Star. I mean, it's part of it now. It's
unfortunately, yes.
but
the Book of Boba Fett, they made it work. So I was cool with that.
All in the realm of possibilities to give us a despecialized trilogy and a special edition sequel trilogy. I think it's needed. It will be needed.
But wasn't that part of the deal?
Yeah. That's rumor. That was the rumor
So
that
don't touch the
Don't
but they
touch
added the kerplunky
Oh.
thing or what a malunky thing
No.
and burrito.
You know-
no,
you know
George
what?
did that right before they.
Oh, he
right
did?
before he sold
Oh.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't the deal. The word was that they respected him too much to touch him. They said anything George did, they wouldn't touch. I
Yeah.
don't think that was in the deal. I think that's what Kennedy said.
I can honestly, I'm okay with it because it is what it like. Chris, we've been living with it for so long. It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. Yeah.
I can watch the these movies and live that and watch special edition and be fine.
Mm.
It's what we're getting, and I think that's what needs to, like I said, just do it. Give us it. Don't even explain what you're doing. Give it to us. Add some different things in here, and like I said, dialogue, and just say here it is. And don't even say thank you. Don't say what. Don't say because we did this. Don't nothing. And the fandom should say thank you, and then that's it. And then drop it, and then move on.
It's funny. This debate has been raging now for over 25 years. Because 1997, 25
Yeah, I
years
agree.
ago is when the special editions happened, and we are still harping on the special editions, which is
We are, man. And Jedi rocks.
yes, it
Jedi
is
rock,
dumb.
worst song ever.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Horrible.
100% agree. And that was only because George Lucas wanted a musical number
Mm.
in his movies, hence why we got one in Temple of Doom. His words.
But it worked.
And it
in
perfect.
Temple of
It was
Doom.
perfect in Temple of Doom.
Yeah, it was perfect in Temple.
In Club Obi-Wan. It was perfect. It was great. I can still play that song in my head, even as that scene's
Oh,
going
Jesus
on.
Christ. Lexifer. Oh, my God. You want to read that one, Joey?
You can't make love to Jedi rocks. Lapty neck will give you rhythm.
That's right.
God.
I mean,
that. Words to
that's a
live by.
t-shirt.
That is a
That
t-shirt.
is.
I should design that. Should throw that up on our
We should do that. That's a great quote. Oh my God.
we should throw that up on our Teespring and credit it to Lax Sivrak. That would be amazing.
Yeah, like the little signature thing on the bottom. Like dash,
Yeah.
black
Yeah.
cigarette.
Yes. Full credit where credit's due there.
That's right.
Yeah, Gordon, the
But
Temple
no
of Doom opening is
monetary
awesome.
kickback, just so you know.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that goes.
You get nothing.
All the money goes to the show.
All right, cool guys. Well, let's get out of here. It was a good show. I think it was a good talk. I said in the chat to these guys, we're stalling. Our shows are stalling to Andor, right? When we have like meat content and new stuff, and it's always exciting to me. The calm before the storm on any show that's coming out, because it's that. What else are we going to add to our lore? What else are we going to add to our trivia, our line talk, and what I'm going to call Chris about? Like, hey, I just thought about this, and what does this mean, for this going forward, or whatever. It's so exciting to be in this kind of time frame, and I think these things are going to be happening more and more often as we go, and that's what's cool. We're in it, and this is great. Everybody at Comic-Con, be safe, have fun. Try to get all of the exclusives you can, and catch us on the replay.
I already got word that Dr. Mindbender from the G.I. Joe line sold out for the night. So
Of course, man. I'm writing it off.
Yeah.
Writing it off. That's stupid. Yeah, put that rant back.
So the things that are going on sale tomorrow or they're at preview tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's going on?
They sell them. It's not a big deal. They sell certain allotments every night, every day.
Right.
That way, everybody has a chance throughout the week. It's fine.
I know. It was like they did that celebration with stuff.
Yeah.
But come back tomorrow at 2.
And it's a freaking barcode anyway. You're not leaving Comic-Con with the figure. So
it said on the thing, Hasbro Pulse said it's going to ship on December or something.
yeah, it's
whatever.
stupid.
But
Still
speaking of just real fast pre-orders, if you the highly anticipated Galen Urso and Merrick, the Target exclusives have finally got a ship date of July 30th.
We
So
ordered
next
those
week-
in May of last year.
It was great. Yakface had built. He baked a cake for the 1-year anniversary of having it pre-orders. So if you have those on pre-order, July 30th is supposedly they're going to be shipped. Tomorrow, if you do want the Purge Trooper and 1-GAC or 1 POC is what we called them here, the Forlom Droid and Kenobi, those both are Walmart exclusives going on sale tomorrow. Pre-order tomorrow, I believe, 10 a.m. Pacific, but Walmart.com plus Hasbro Pulse. So for you toy guys.
The Funko stuff goes on sale at 6 a.m. Eastern. on the Funko.com, on the
3
Funko
o'clock
shop,
in the
on
morning.
3 o'clock our
GameStop,
time.
Walmart.
Chris.
What?
What?
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I'm out here,
Wow.
so it's only 5.
Hey, you can do
That's
it.
There you
all
go.
right.
You can do it. Set your
It'll
alarm.
be easier than getting up at 3 at home, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
that'll
Lord.
be all right.
Wow.
Cool. Well, Laxervac, you will definitely get credit, and we will definitely check out your Instagram channel. 100%.
Absolutely.
100%. So, yeah, guys. Black Series Kenobi hitting target. Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like a lot of the stuff from is hitting.
Yeah.
They're really focusing on getting stuff out, which is great. Good news for all of us.
I got the Reva figure, and she is fantastic. The 6-inch
Nice.
Reva figure came in the
Good
other
enough
day.
for a
and-
spin-off. Never mind.
Great
No.
figure, though. Great
Cool.
figure.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to get all the
She'll just be
Inquisitors
a
on this.
side character somewhere else.
I agree with that, and let's
Working
do
with
it.
the path.
Do it. All right, cool. So, everybody in the chat, if you haven't done so, click that like button, smash that subscribe, dude. Smash and click,
Smash it.
smashed it,
Smash the
Smash
like
it.
button.
We
Smash
need
it.
likes.
Chris, just flex. Just flex,
You're
Chris.
not getting a like out of me.
If you haven't done so, tell a friend about us, the best Star Wars podcast in the history of Star Wars podcasts. We just keep getting better every single time we hear it.
Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway, many
Yes.
giveaways, and just stay tuned. We're at 786 and growing daily, which is cool.
Our goal right now is to hit that 1,000 sub on YouTube, and we're going to make it worthwhile. We are going to be giving away a lot of stuff, not just one winner, not just 2 winners, some good prizes, some really cool prizes, just to say thank you and give a little bit back to the community that we're building, because we are building a great Star Wars community, a positive, fun, exciting, something that loves to do it and loves to come on every Wednesday and talk this stuff. So with that,
And we're
Again,
here to
hit-
disappoint you.
yeah, and we're here to hype it up, and then Disney Plus or Lucasfilm
That's
disappoint
right.
you. We
That's
don't
right.
disappoint. They
No,
no.
We just get your hopes up. All right, baby, it's 8.5 inches. It's like, that's the kind of
Oh
stuff we
God.
do.
And then you just end up with 3.75.
I heard that.
So-
Airman.
if you would please consider subscribing to our Patreon. Please become a patron and donate to the show. Every dime that we get goes right back into the show. Look at Moocher. I mean, there he is right there. He's got that microphone. He sounds better than ever.
Hello.
Maybe by next week we'll have Chris back in front of a cam. No, it's going to be the
No,
week
he's
before
still
that.
he's still on the outer. Well, not quite outer rim, I think. Right? It's but a
I'm
little bit-
outer.
Oh no,
more
you are outer rim. Oh, yeah.
I'm the outerest rim, but yeah, I won't be on next week.
All right. So yeah, patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast. You can also check us out on TikTok at Sarlacc Digest Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, also Sarlacc Digest. Look up the Sarlacc Digest Central on Facebook, because we're old and we're still on Facebook. Hey, why not? And also check out Rogue Toys. Crystal will be back on soon. She is joining our group, it looks like.
Crystal,
So
Kyber Crystal will be back.
Kyber Crystal. That's right. So check out Rogue Toys for all your toy needs. Bootleg Joe, bootleg_760 on Instagram. He's also Jedi Killer on TikTok, doing his thing. He's always doing some badass toy photography.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Yes.
You're stepping it up, man. You're stepping
You
it
are,
up.
dude.
Thank
I am
you.
at the Art of Scott Solo. Also, if you haven't already, check out ToshiStationEmporium.com for all of your figure stand needs. He also makes some Star Wars walls, which are pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're
Might be
getting
an
more
Easter-
impressive.
There might be an
In
Easter
high
egg here.
demand.
Freeze
They're-
this. Wait a second.
Freeze this
Freeze this frame.
right there.
It's like, right there is where something big is coming again.
That's
Oh my God.
what she
I
said.
can't believe I said that. Yeah. All right.
Also, just your basic action figure stand right there. I have converted every single one of my action figures onto these Toshi Station Emporium figure stands, and they don't fall over. Look at that. Bam, set him down. He didn't fall over. So
off camera.
he's also got some killer G.I. Joe stands too, with the explosion in the background. Looks incredible. So ToshiStationEmporium.com. What else? I've been practicing. I've been thinking, oh, we've got merchandise. Teespring.com/Sarlacc Digest. What?
The flamethrower. Sarlacc the
the,
flamethrower.
the kids love this one.
Go to teespring.com and search Sarlacc Digest podcast. We've got t-shirts, tank tops, but not in 2XL apparently. We've got pint glasses. We've got all sorts of shit that you're just going to love. So look at that. And
There's
on
a
the back,
bomb.
what does it say? Drink it nerdy, everybody.
Drink it nerdy, everybody.
Drink it nerdy. So yeah, I think that about covers it. Have I missed anything?
I think that's it.
The Fallen Fett Chronicles. Check out the Fallen Fett Chronicles. Our buddy Ernie, it's his birthday. As we said at the beginning, happy birthday, Ernie.
Happy
check
birthday,
out his
Ernie.
He
He
The
will be
Fallen
back in
Fett
a couple
Chronicles.
weeks. Yeah,
That's
he's got some
right.
things taken care of, but he will be back in full force. Check out him on the Chat Migos, Fallen Fett Chronicles, and the Toy Migos. It's great over there. So, yeah, guys, with that, I think we're done until next Wednesday when we gather up some more theory crafting and some more movie ideas. I'll have to start punching
We'll
up some
build up
scripts
some more disappointment for you.
Yeah, some more
That's right.
disappointments.
from us to you. Disappointment.
Enjoy.
As long as you're not disappointed in us, that's what matters, right?
Don't blame us.
So
Awesome.
anyway, everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in.
And with that, Scott,
Keep it nerdy, everybody.
peace.